the After Show.
He's talking to walking. That was wonderful. Come on.
Except for when his dad called him.
Yeah, my dad tightened you up pretty good that day.
You're God in me. All right, dude. Enjoy the conversation.
Yeah. We need you to ask questions after we've done the After Show. Close the door. Private session.
I didn't think Brother Man was going to talk that long.
Man, every time he comes in, he talks that loud. I mean, he got some interesting things to say.
I think this was. I'm pretty happy about the show today.
So it was good.
Yeah,
People want to know about how we treat our women.
I know.
You know? No, my wife actually texted me. She was like, I told you should have had a show about women. I was like,
Yeah,
I already
okay.
know
Why did
that.
you? My question is, why did she text you and just not call in? Come on, people. Don't text us and be like, you need to talk about this. Well, if I need to talk about it, why don't you call on the air and be like, yeah, I need to ask you a question about this.
I kind of would have, because we could have conferenced them together, actually.
Yeah, but we're working on that. We're going to get that after next week. Because next week, I think we're going to be Eid-centric.
I guess. I mean, how much do we... Well, yeah, I guess there's a lot of things. We can explain how we cut up goats.
No, I'm staying away from that.
Really? I'm going in then.
No, man.
No,
man.
I'm going in. I'm going to see if I can bring some of these PETA people in. People eating tasty animals. Yeah. No, man, we can put that out, man. I'll take the lead on that. Okay?
No, it was successful because we had 2 calls in an hour. And the industry standard is within a 3-hour show, you average between 2 to 3 calls.
That's right.
An hour. So we're already just, we just need to get some stats on people viewing it online. I think we've been doing that. So, but it's interesting. We got 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks away from the election, aren't we?
Something like that. I'm losing track.
You want to stop looking at your...
Nah, man. Hey, look. American Rifleman. Okay?
It says defeat Obama.
Nah, it does. It says defend freedom, defeat Obama. See? Now, I am an NRA member, so unfortunately my $25 went against Obama, apparently.
It did.
But, it's a nice magazine, got some good stuff in it.
Yeah. You know why you defeat Obama? Not because of his policies against the Second Amendment, because he's black.
That's it.
That's it.
Maybe.
Well, maybe. Well, come on. Look at.
I mean, I can't say anything definitively.
What gun legislation has passed under Obama that rescinds the Second Amendment?
This is the
Zero.
thing.
Exactly.
The gun
so
debate.
why do you want to defeat Obama?
Because
if he hasn't passed, say that again. Say that a little louder.
Because he's one of us.
He a brother.
The thing is, I mean, the whole gun debate thing is done. No, everybody knows that the gun ban is not going to go back in. They forced him to bring that up during the last debate. But I like what he said, because he was saying, he's like, yes, we're looking at legislation to reinstate the assault weapons rifle ban, but quickly after that was a political statement. After that, he said, well, in my hometown of Chicago, the people running around doing the killing are not carrying assault rifles. They're carrying regular, cheapo handguns. And that is a problem that we've always had. It's not the fully automatic weapons and all of that crap, which is hard as crap to get anyway. Okay, it's not illegal. That was one incorrect thing that they said. Actually, that Romney said, which kind of tells me you don't really know your gun.
Semi-automatics are legal.
Fully automatics are legal too. No, they're legal. Class 3, just like silencers and short barrel rifles. You just got to pay the tax stamp through the ATF. They can say yes or no. It's not guaranteed, but you can get them. People have fully automatic weapons. Okay. I'm not a gun nut like my brother over here. Gun nut.
But explain this to me. Let's think logically here. Why would you need a silencer?
Okay, let me explain. Okay, for one, silencers don't silence.
It's like this. Okay.
Silencer. The correct term for a silencer is suppressor. It suppresses sound. Now, if you're somebody that does a lot of shoot, now there's a couple scenarios. I'll tell you why.
I cannot believe he's actually take the bait. Go ahead.
No,
let me reel it in.
I'm gonna take the bait.
I threw it out to reel it in.
I'm gonna
silencer. This is what a silencer does.
No.
When you shoot a gun, the bullet comes out, it breaks the sound barrier, it makes
Not necessarily. See, that's.
But
see,
now, no.
See,
so you
this
have a
is,
silencer.
no, wait,
you have a silencer.
That's not right.
What?
This is the thing. Silencers were initially developed for subsonic ammunition. You know why? Because the properties of the sound that is emitted from a barrel changes when you have supersonic ammunition. You can silence or suppress, the proper term is suppress, the sound to a much lower decibel if it is subsonic and does not crack the sound barrier. So that's why, snipers that use the handguns, with the silence on them, that's made for subsonic ammunition. Okay? But it still doesn't silence it. You still hear it.
I know.
You just want to hear it down the block.
Right. So why would you...
It's one scenario.
Why would a citizenry need a silencer?
You want to know the most common applications for a general citizen to use a silencer? Hunting. No, hunting.
On a rifle, you need a silencer. Why would you need a silencer on a handgun?
If you're a competition shooter and you shoot a lot, it helps. Trust me. I'm
competition shooter?
Yeah.
We're not talking about... How many of the people that are...
There's a lot of competition shooters.
How many people that are Second Amendment nuts are competition shooters?
Actually, quite a lot.
How many of the Tea Party people walking out there with AK-47s?
I don't know. Okay, nobody wants an AK-47. This is America. We use ARs here, okay?
Whatever. AR-15.
Thank you.
And they're back on the lawns.
Or AR-10. Long-range, 1,000-yard shooter.
What do you need that for? What you need that for? What are you shooting? Elephants? You going hunting and shooting an elephant?
No, do you know what round they use for elephants? That's when you get to the 5.10
automatic rifles. I've shot. What is it? Is it an M4 or an M?
It's an AR-15 plus.
No, not that.
The M4 designation is military. That's
right.
Select fire.
No. Time out. Hold on. M4, which is what NATO, which is the Western world's equivalent of the AK-47. That's what NATO uses, and
gives its equivalent.
No. I mean, that's what NATO gives its people in the military. And the NATO forces use the M4, right? So when I went through
on the American forces, other countries don't use it.
It's the other countries use something that's equivalent to the M4.
Yeah, but there's a lot of different.
My point is this. Can I get a point?
No, I ain't saying. When
I went to the FBI Citizens Academy, they allowed us to shoot an M4, right? You can go out there, plop down $4,000, and you can get an M4.
No, what do you? No,
time out.
Yes,
you can.
Man.
I asked the dude there at the FBI guy. I said, "Can citizens own this?" He said, "Yes, if they're not fully automatic."
And that would be an AR-15, which cost $4,000. Mine, I built for less than $800.
My point being,
it's what?
My point, if you let me finish.
I still don't get the point. Get to the point.
I can't get to a point because you're not allowing me to finish. In order for me to get to a point, you need to allow the person to make the point to get to a point.
This guy off. You can't beat me.
Why would you, as a citizen, need to have a military grade
Here we go.
weapon?
This is what drives me crazy, okay? And this is this is what drives me crazy. In fact, you know what? I'm putting you on the chopping block, okay?
Put me on the chopping block.
This guy just said a military grade weapon. What makes it a military grade weapon?
What makes it a military grade
Before
weapon?
you answer that even. Military also issues, at one point they issued the Colt 1911 and also the very popular M9, Beretta M9, okay? Which is still in use. Those are military weapons.
Okay.
Should we not have those either?
No, listen.
No, you can't say no. Yeah. What makes a military grade weapon? Okay, now if we were walking around with SAW 249s, that's different.
But that's what these people want. The people in here want that.
They can get those, but most people can't afford those.
NRA, back here. You know what they're advocating for? Armor-piercing bullets. Last time I checked.
Didn't we already talk about
Last time I checked, you get an armor-piercing bullet to go through. Let's think here. Come on, say it. What is it?
No.
Armor-piercing bullets. Who wears armors? I don't know. Police officers wear armor.
No. Kevlar and armor are two different things.
We're parsing words here, man.
No, this is your problem. Calm the gerbil. Calm the gerbil.
I did not have sexual relations with Ms. Lewinsky. Okay, that's what that line was.
No, calm the gerbil. This is the thing. You don't know how to pipe down and listen, because now you are in a domain where I'm sorry, you do not have the information to make the statements that you're making.
That's of course.
For one, no. Let me tell you something. Armor piercing, but in fact, let's bring up the statement. What police officers wear? Let me tell you something. Police officers don't wear level 4 armor. Okay. Long time ago, okay. But is that an armor piercing round? It can go through armor. No. See, and then this is what he says. Forget it. Let's move on. He doesn't. He won the argument. He doesn't want. No. He doesn't want to hear the defense.
You want the popular,
because he's the one that is just using terms.
Bullets. Fine. What is
an armor piercing bullet?
A bullet that goes through. Armor.
What's the construction of? I just told you 30-06
okay,
pure lead bullet. You can go and mold them yourself and make them yourself. Right. Armor piercing bullet.
Okay.
It pierces through. I mean, what? What's the term?
There are.
What's the construction?
What's the construction?
Define it. Because they're saying these guys are advocating for armor piercing bullets. You don't even know what an armor piercing bullet is to say that they should have it.
I know the NRA did, and they had to backtrack that.
Backtrack what?
For their support of armor piercing bullets back in the mid-90s.
Dude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Now, why would the NRA advocate for rifles, guns, and all that kind of stuff that would not keep the residue from your fingerprints on it? It would make it harder for your fingerprints to.
And this is what? Rifles?
Guns.
I don't know. I've never heard that. And I stand by my gun stuff. I've never heard that. If that was some legislation, that was something so small and something that is so insignificant.
Gun manufacturers have made guns in which the material makes it harder to, when you use it, it doesn't leave your fingerprints on it.
I think that's crazy. I've never heard of that.
That's what these people want.
No, okay. I want to see that. I want to see that little piece of legislation that supposedly they were.
It's not legislation. They're manufacturing it. And NRA's behind it. Google it.
Then, dude, it must have to be for special forces or something like that. Where if their weapons get confiscated, they don't want to be tracked back to somebody. There's no way. If there's a special material that has to be used to produce a rifle or a gun stock or a pistol grip or anything like that, guess what? One, it's not going to be in mass production, which means the general market that the NRA is trying to help us regular citizen sheepdog folk, okay? We're not going to have the money to pay for it, nor want to pay for it.
Listen, here's my problem with the NRA, okay? They're trying to arm a citizenry, all right? An uneducated citizenry. They're scaring the crap out of them with stuff like this, that the government is going to come after your guns, all right? And there's, frankly, a racial component to it, all right? You're putting guns in the hand of people that are scared. That's not a good recipe, all right?
No, okay? I disagree.
All right?
I disagree.
All right?
I disagree.
Listen.
I disagree.
Talk to you have a slightly different experience with the NRA because you're black, and I'm saying this seriously.
No. I don't have experience with the NRA.
No, I mean your view of the NRA.
No. This is no. This is not my view of the NRA. Okay, like we had in another episode. I'm not necessarily in support of everything that the NRA wants and how they just want to have pretty much no laws in terms of guns, things like that. That's not what I'm for. But to question certain types of ammunition, certain types of rifles or pistols, what you can have, what you can't have, at the end of the day, people, what kills a person from a bullet or from a gun is going to be a little lead projectile, anywhere from 55 grain or 20 grains up to about maybe 240 grains. A little tiny thing. After the shot, the gun has nothing to do with who's dying. That has nothing to do with it. Now, the thing is to say, there's going to be all of this legislation against this type of ammunition or this type of bullet for the fact of, because what the end result is, lowering crime rate, lowering all this and that. Most acts of crime are not committed with assault rifles or hunting rifles or anything like that. A lot of time it's committed with the little cheap handguns that anybody can get. Even if all of these laws were passed, and that's what happened with the assault ban that Clinton instilled, There was no change. There was no change in crime or
you're
murder.
missing my
or
point.
like
My
that.
point is this. My point is this. I've spoken to people that have that are white Southerners, all right, that have family members that are in NRA,
Okay.
that are in the NRA, like you, all right, and they're gun enthusiasts, quote unquote, okay.
But I mean,
and,
being an NRA, you pay $25 and you get a magazine.
but
subscription.
their view and their view on this country and what the direction that we're going is that they need to be armed.
Prepared.
Yes. Not for the government. They need to be armed because of the minorities that are in this country, and that the minorities in this country, specifically black folks, are going to come and take their stuff because black people don't have anything in this country and they want what I have, and they're too lazy to work for it, so they're going to come take mine. All right? That is not to stereotype, but I would say the vast majority of white, conservative, Second Amendment, NRA constituents that they're going after, right? There is a racial component to it, all right? You may be looking at it from a different one, but what I'm saying is we have an organization, all right, that is advocating, all right, to arm a citizenry, and then they're scaring that same citizenry that other groups of citizens in the country are going to come after you. That's not a good recipe. That's going to lead to an all-out, civil war. That's not what the direction of this country needs to go in.
I disagree.
Right? That's what their policies are. That's what their
No.
Right, fine, we can move on.
No. I don't think that was a valid.
Look it up. Just look it up. Go on there.
Look it up, but I'm looking.
Go on there and look at the NRA
okay.
positions. Go on there and look on NRA positions.
Okay,
right?
do this, because your thing is you're focused on the NRA. The NRA does not encompass everybody that is pro Second Amendment, every prepper, every survivalist, everybody that's like me, the sheepdogs or whatever you want to call them. Okay, the thing is, what for some reason you fail to realize, okay, whether it's from another group of people, some raging maniac black folks, or the government, or some raging maniac white folks, or anybody, Mexicans tired of Mexico, they want to take over the lower half of the year. I don't know, whatever. Okay, a natural disaster happens and people are scrambling, and yeah, we already have proof that the natural human nature, after a certain point, things go rogue, things go crazy. Okay, the thing is to focus on is as a defense component of defending yourself. Okay? Now, when the government says, no, you cannot have such and such and such because we don't want you to be able to defend yourself, that's a problem. Okay? Now, if you're saying you want to lower the crime rate, then it's a matter of, okay, the crime rate, that's something that has a statistic. So what works? They already tried to ban on assault rifles. And that had a lot of different components to it. Guess what? It failed. There was nothing at all anywhere that said that this made it. Hold on. There was nothing anywhere that said that this made.
The problem with gun legislation is that that's not a singular solution. I'm not advocating for that. I'm not saying that you ban all guns and are automatically going to decrease crime.
No, well, the other component to that has nothing to do with guns in general.
No, that's if you're talking about crime reduction, one component of it is legislation. Then there has to be other policies and things like that to address the issue of crime.
Right.
But do you know why?
What's heavy on that is education.
My issue is, and others that are seen as being anti or pacifist or anti Second Amendment is we're going down the lines of basically Afghanistan. The reason Afghanistan is like it is because the federal government has no power. Okay, its authority and power. It's not there to begin with. It doesn't have any. There's no federal power that the government has, and everyone out there's got guns.
So what you're saying is we have to stay below the federal government's level of power.
No. You're missing what I'm saying. You're missing what I'm saying.
Said.
No, the federal government. What I'm saying is the federal government doesn't have power. Okay, it doesn't have reach to go out into these areas, these rural areas, and set up schools and sanitation systems and plumbing and all of these things that the infrastructure is not there for the federal government to do. So the citizenry that has the most guns wins. And what happens? It
That doesn't apply here.
But that's the path that we're going towards.
No.
That's what we're
going
towards.
Because that's like saying that Afghanistan was once the way that America is, and now they went back and reverted to where they are now. That's totally different.
We are heading towards a populace that does not believe in government, doesn't think that it provides services. The legitimacy of the government is being always discounted as far as what it is that they do. This whole individualism. We need to get government out of the way. And so what you're having is that their ability to govern is getting, as far as providing services and civil society and infrastructure and things like that, is decreasing and decreasing and decreasing. And then what's going to happen? The same people that criticized a lack of infrastructure are going to be like, well, you know what? I'm just going to set up my own militia to, control this particular section of my neighborhood because there's no police force. Well, then what happens? So then I have a dispute with you. There's a lack of police force. What am I going to do? I'm going to go get my guns. I'm going to come over and just,
Nah, that's you, man. You taking
pop a cap in your gluteus maximus. Yeah, that's the path that we're going when you have an entire population that is armed and under the premise that they're going to come after. Can we move on?
No, because you're saying some crazy stuff.
Okay.
You're saying some crazy stuff.
We can just leave it at this. All right.
I think this guy needs help. You're missing a lot of the in between. And let me say this. Even if you want to bring up the whole militia thing, okay? Let me say this. All right, if you was over in Wickham Court, right? All right, and there was somebody over there getting shot every night, and the city didn't want to put more police officers over there because they don't have enough. Mm-hmm. What is wrong with that area coming up with a system to police itself? Now, what you're missing is, okay, well, I have a dispute with you. I'm going to go ahead and take care of myself. That's not where we're at. Because the thing is, even if we found a way to police ourselves, the thing is, we can still use the justice system that is in place. Police officers don't, what do? They arrest you and they put you in the box until a judge comes and passes judgment or whatever your sentencing is. And they're just citizens that are in a uniform and attached to a specific police department. So my thing is, if they're failing at helping certain areas to keep the peace and the safety, yeah, it's on the citizens themselves to do that. That's the thing that people are missing. People think that the government is the all-powerful. They have to have everything in place. If they can't financially fund it and don't have the support for it, guess what? The problem is still there. Okay? So now the thing is, I'm not going to take it. It wouldn't be right to take it into my hands and say, okay, well, I'm now the law. Everybody that's policing this area is now the law. Okay, that's not where you go with that. The thing is, okay, look, we're going to stop the crime rate. We need to arrest this and this, citizens arrest, whatever. And that used to be, legitimate back in the day, citizens arrest, But
so are public hangings.
Well, that's on the side that was negative. That's where it went too far. But even public hangings, that was still done by the government at one time. That was when the judge said death by hanging in the square down on Elm Street. Okay, see, so that's what I'm saying. That still does not down on Sesame Street. That'd be fun. So that's still not okay. We're taking it out of our hand. That was still the government doing something that was unacceptable by a reasonable society. Right.
Can we move on, man?
I don't know what we're moving on to because I want to talk about guns for a little while. And
we're going to talk about the issue of women.
No, man, we'll say that for the show.
All right, okay.
Yeah, because I was saying it was.
Wrap it up, man. All right, fine.
I'll wrap it up. This guy right here, man.
I tell you, guns.
I got enough right now.
When is the gun show? Is it today?
It's right now. Pastor coming here.
That's true.
I got one.
My phone is ringing, so my wife is calling because we got people coming over. I got these weirdos coming over tomorrow. I don't know who they are. Just,
whatever. I'm coming strapped. Now I'll leave my guns in the car.
I asked one of the families that's coming. The husband apparently is a baker who makes some really good desserts. Right? He's African American. So
there we go.
There's a couple of questions, let's say, that I had. That starts with, I didn't know that African American men fill in the blank.
So what cook? We don't. I don't know what he is. No.
Exactly. All right.
No, I can't high five that. I can't. Hell no. I can't.
He hasn't even met the brother. He hasn't even met the brother.
I mean, there's a lot of black guys that cook, man. Trust me.
Not only are we into the cooking section, we're into the baking section, which is even harder than cooking, right?
I mean, black folks bake, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Black men.
It depends.
Desserts.
You know, if your mama used to bake, you know, if your mama used to bake a lot, you know, cause I had to say mama, cause big mama, okay. If big
not
mama
mother. Not if your mother used to bake.
If big mama used to bake a lot and there were no sisters there, then you know, maybe
right.
some people.
So not only does the brother bake, but he makes some fabulous desserts. So I just put in a request for some bean pie, and he's from New York. What's wrong with that?
Everybody don't make bean pie, man.
I mean,
that's man. Everybody
it's
don't
part
make
of your black heritage, black Muslim heritage.
That's not black Muslim. What is he talking about? Heritage? That's not.
It is. It's a distinct. No, seriously.
It's an association.
No, it's
an affiliation to us over time, but it's not. I don't think it's heritage.
It's distinctly part of the black American Muslim experience.
Kind of.
You just don't want to admit it.
I think.
I
think the thing is because I think more people would eat bean pie. More people knew what bean pie was. The thing is, you can't generally go to a bakery anywhere and just get bean pie.
No. We're not talking about the proliferation of it. We're talking about if.
I mean, it's good because we know about it. That's like saying, you know, hey, there's a gold mine on 8th Street, you know, but only 10 people know about it. Well, for them,
no, you're missing the point. The point is that if you go to a city and you want to experience like historical things of that city. Then you would part of a culture's part of a culture's part of a group of people or culture is the food, significance of the food as far as that experience, and a bean pie is significant to the black Muslim experience in America.
Okay, that's debatable. I can't say it's the black Muslim experience.
Well, who invented it?
I don't know. I just know that we cook them.
Nation of Islam.
Yeah,
but in the 30s invented it and they made it. Now,
I mean, they still make it though, but you know what I'm saying? That's still kind of like, well, all right, I see what you're saying. That's cool.
See, he just doesn't. You see what I'm dealing with here? Even when I tell him something that's absolutely true.
It's not absolutely true. That's debatable.
Just
debatable.
I know what's going on here.
What's going on?
You feel embarrassed that you're not up on your black American history.
Yeah, right, no. Oh, but here we go. Let's turn the hat back around.
No, for example, isn't you can argue that
hot waters
without excluding what rap, hip hop and rap has become. Forget about that. But you could argue that as part of the American music culture, spanning from let's say whatever time, the 60s up until now, hip hop is something that's distinctly American. It's distinctly black American as part of the music genre.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so the same thing can be said about the bean pie. Right? Yeah. The point being, if you got some, I would love some.
I keep telling the dude, just go, where we at? Go 3 blocks.
Can we go there now?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going after that. We're cutting this short.
I don't think it's the Ali bean pies. I think they get it from up Delaware. They sell them in New York too. Yeah. But I mean, they're good, but you gotta get the sisters. I had one bean pie from them that I honestly thought was better than.
So here's what we're doing. I'm setting this up. I'm going to have a contest on the air, all right, for the best bean pie in Richmond.
Wow.
All right? I don't care what y'all say. Because Ali Farouk basically has a recipe for bean pie.
Ali Farouk?
Ali Farouk.
Man,
Ali Farouk.
I don't believe that.
Yes.
I don't believe that at all.
Yes. He is our Muslim Republican. Let's just put it that way, all right?
Is he a Republican?
No, I mean, yeah. He's our Muslim politician. So he says he has a mean bake. He bakes a mean bean pie. So that's where the idea came from.
Why have I not known that? I've known Ali for a while.
I'm telling you, and he hides it. He keeps telling me this. I'm like, you better bake me a bean pie when you come back from Hajj.
I mean, just talking. I don't believe it.
We'll have a contest for that. Anyhow, this is the after show for the community radio show.
Yeah,
Saturday, 19th of October.
Nah, it's
20th. October. So,
I don't get this going on.
All right. Send us your cash, please. Checks.
Yeah.
so we can continue. We need to get the funding straight before January, or else we're just done.
We take questions, comments, and suggestions. Also, I don't know what's going on. Speaking
Comments at communityradioshow.com.
Peace.